Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike with a little late night scream update. That was super loud, and you know why? Because I'm alone in the house and I could do it. I can make my own bedtime if I want to. I don't care. We have Scream news and we have urban legend news. I'm going to start with the urban legend news. This came out yesterday and it's super exciting and it's also scary. And there's a very big reason why it's scary and a legitimate one that I'm quite worried about, to be honest with you. First off, when we were doing the I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer breakdown, which I'll put at the end of this video you can watch, I literally said in that video a couple days ago, maybe I Know What You Did Last Summer will be great, maybe it won't, maybe it'll just be fun and it'll reinvigorate more movies like it. It'll bring back urban legend and fun 90s style slashers. And lo and behold, just several days later, this news story comes out, and it's from The Hollywood Reporter, who announced that urban legend reboot is in the works from Gary Dauberman and Neil Moritz. Now, the Neil Moritz, it's kind of weird they put that in the headline, because in the article it says that Neil Moritz is just in talks to return. He was a producer for the original urban legend that they put out. And the way studios are doing this stuff is just so obvious these days. We just heard Ethan Hawke's daughter, Maya Hawke, come out and say that she's been told by producers that they literally will cast based on how many Instagram followers people have, right? So it makes sense to me that they didn't even put too much thought into this. They literally probably looked at just the sheer numbers that the I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer was getting. Just a couple days later, this story comes out. Now, a lot of people don't remember this, but just a while back, before COVID, they announced urban legend was going to come back once before. Now, after COVID happened and the writer strikes happened, who knows? Allegedly, the studio just lost interest and they just ended up not doing it. But here we are. This is back. Who knows exactly why? And that being said, this is the time to bring back any horror IP. Horror is one of the few things killing it in the box office right now. Where the fuck is Nightmare on Elm Street? Where is it? We did an update on that recently as well. So it's very exciting. And the only news we have on what kind of story it's going to be is literally that plot details are unknown, but sources say that the story aims to be an examination of what an urban legend looks like in a post-digital world. I mean, anybody could have 23 skidooed pooed that idea out, like, hey, let's make it urban legend, but like we'll put phones in it and shit. Like, duh. Yeah, of course they'll do that. But that also makes sense when you've got like creepypasta and all that stuff like that. You don't just have to go back to like the Encyclopedia Britannica type shit. You know what I mean? You can really delve into some wild shit. Now, we just saw with Until Dawn, we don't need any Conjuring spin-off Oogie Boogie type stuff. But like you can definitely take some of these internet tales and spin something cool out of it. So that makes total sense. I'm very excited about it. I love the 90s, I love the 90s slashers, I love all of it. It's my favorite shit ever. Here's where I go, fuck ducks. And it's because of this one name, and that name is Gary Dauberman. Gary Dauberman, like, I'm sure he's a wonderful dude, right? But he is the one leading the executive producing on this, first off. And let's just take a look together at Gary Dauberman. What has he executive produced before? Well, Gary Dauberman has executive produced Until Dawn, which we just saw. By the way, this is a Sony production that they're doing, so that makes sense. He's the producer of Until Dawn. Jay and I just reviewed that. Thought it was a frozen chunk of poopy, but the whole review I'll put at the end of this as well. He also directed Salem's Lot, which was an even big and frozen chunk of poopy. I thought that was awful. He also executive produced The Nun 2. God, it's not getting any better, Joseph. Fuck! He also produced It. Oh, it was Chapter 2, the second It. Not the first It, no, the second It. It Chapter 2. And, okay, this is a little better. He produced the Swamp Thing TV series. That was good. He produced The Curse of La Llorona. That was same shit, and The Nun. Those are what he's executive produced, and he's executive producing this, which makes one be very, very concerned that he is going to be executive producing a turd into a small box and market guaranteed. Now, he's done other stuff too. He's been a writer on a lot of the movies that we mentioned specifically, but he did write on the original It screenplay, but he's not writing this. Well, who's writing this? Well, someone named Shanra Wakefield, and I'm sure she's wonderful, and I hope that she does a killer job, and she must have some sort of pitch or some sort of treatment that got her in this role as the writer, because when you look at her IMDb, it's a lot of nothing. The majority of things on her IMDb are things I've not heard of, so I won't judge too bad, but I'll say this, other than the first two things on the list, which were some shows I've never heard of, there's nothing above a 4.9 on Niner. Did I detect a Niner in there? Urban Legend's a better movie than people give it credit for. When you go back and watch that, it's one of those, you go, hey, we kind of gave it a lot of shit because, it was the times, and I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream and Fallen on all, but there's a lot, they did a great job casting that shit. I like that movie a lot. I enjoy it. It's not perfect, but I enjoy it. And I don't have a lot of faith in what I'm seeing here right now. Like this, as far as who's doing it and whatnot. And the writer's not that big of a problem for me as much as it is, again, Gary Dalberman. I just think that the things that he's executive produced have just been that Walmart, lifeless, thoughtless, jump scare, oogie boogie, electric booga fuck you type of shit. And that worries me. But I'm still excited that they're doing Urban Legend, okay? So it's going to be fine. It's fine. It's going to be fine. It's okay. It's going to be fine. Now, back to, this could be kind of hopeful, Neil Moritz. Neil Moritz, they say that they are in talks with him on possibly getting him in there as well. He's in negotiations, and that guy, I mean, it's hard to say because he's produced pretty much everything you've ever seen in your entire life. Neil Moritz was a producer of the original Urban Legend. He is a producer on the Fast and Furious movies. He's a producer of Escape Room. He's the movie SWAT. I Know What You Did Last Summer that's getting ready to come out. He's one of those producers. The I Know What You Did Last Summer TV show, Scary Movie 6. I mean, you name it. This guy's had his hands just deep up, rummaging around in everything. He's a slut. He's a dirty slut. And who knows what's going to happen. So, what do you guys think about that? The excitement for Urban Legend coming back, and on the heels of I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is super exciting, but then the poo-poo of who's doing it kind of throws me off. And look, hey, some people like Salem's Lot. Some people liked Until Dawn. But it's a very specific type of generic horror that he produces where the writing doesn't seem to matter very much. It's all about this bright, just sheen of just churned Hollywood butter nuts. It all has that same empty, vacuous thing to it. And I just think that scares me. And we're not talking about Citizen Kane, with Urban Legend, but I think it is a little smarter than that. I would hate to see it turn into a, just a corny truth or dare type of film for sure. So I'm happy. I'm happy it's happening, but I am worried about that. Anyways, what I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is this. The next piece of news I'm going to give you is great. No matter how you look at it, it's awesome, and it gets me so excited in my tits. Get it up, baby! I'm so pumped about this next news, this Scream news. Marcus Beltrami, on his official Instagram, this happened 3 weeks ago, but a fan said, please, and by the way, his Instagram's probably just filleted with it. Is that the right word? It's full of people asking this all the time, but randomly 3 weeks ago, someone noticed, he answered one of the questions. Someone said, please tell us you're returning to score Scream VII, and he responded, don't worry, I am. Ding, ding. Turkey's done. For those of you who don't know, Marcus Beltrami scored the original Scream movies. He did not do 5 or 6. That was scored by Brian Tyler, who did a hell of a job. I love what Brian Tyler did. I love what they did with the soundtracks to 5 and 6 specifically as well. But there's something about that Beltrami score. There's something about that, man, that just, it added a weight and a seriousness to it. And just having that DNA back right there with Kevin Williamson directing it. And obviously, Stu coming back and whatever faction that's going to be doing, all that stuff. Just dear God in heaven's burrito. That is fucking awesome. That's the best news we could get, I feel like. That's been on my, top on my wish list. It just brings a whole different weight and seriousness and coolness to it. There's nothing like a Beltrami Scream score, man. Sidney's Lament. I fucking love it, and I'm so excited to hear that. That's great news, and hopefully that stands true. There's not been anything official about it, but he fucking said it on his Instagram, so hopefully that's true. God damn it, that's huge. I know that there's some of you out there who agree with me, right? There's some of you out there who super agree with me on this. That's fucking big time tits. Tiny little disclaimer here at the end of the video. In the I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer breakdown, I threw out a theory there that Helen Shivers could possibly be alive because me and ChatGPT felt like I don't remember seeing her body. Now, I remember why. My mistake. They did show technically her body at the end of that. In the ice chest, Sarah Michelle Gellar's body allegedly rolls out. And so they also show Ryan Felipe's alleged body. I'll say this. If they really wanted to bring her back, they still could because this looks nothing fucking like Sarah Michelle Gellar or Ryan Felipe. So they could technically do that if they wanted to. And also, her sister kind of looks like her. The killer could have changed the dress. You could whatever. It's much less likely than it was when I made that initial video that Sarah Michelle Gellar actually survived because we didn't see her death and returns as the killer or at all. However, it was my mistake saying that, but I do still think it's open, especially since the director wanted to do that anyway. She wanted to write around that, and Sarah Michelle Gellar allegedly told her, I am Sarah Dead Gellar. That's not going to happen. But if they're going to do it, if that's the twist, of course they're not going to fucking tell you. It's not like Andrew Garfield wasn't in fucking Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to tell you, so there's still hope for it. I still maintain it a little bit, but that was my mistake. Just a little disclaimer there. So yeah, that's the news, man. How do you guys feel about it? Urban Legend's back under questionable circumstances. Marcos Beltrami, it seems like is fucking back, which is awesome as shit. Now, one thing I do hope, really big time, is that we also get another great soundtrack with a bunch of... Put Creed back in that bitch, right? Let's throw Creed back in there with a little... What if you did? What if you lied? Some shit like that, a new Creed song on the Scream 3 soundtrack. But it's just a bunch of random shit. I always felt like the band Highly Suspect would be great on a Scream soundtrack. Who's a band you'd love to see on a Scream soundtrack? Fuck yeah, I'm excited right now. I hope you are too. God damn, that dog is snoring loud. I love your all's fucking faces. And make sure you click like on this video. It helps a lot if you enjoyed this. And subscribe for all your future Scream, Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, 90s fucking fuckaroo good time updates. Love your faces. Have a great weekend.
Mom and Dad are gonna be so mad at me when they find out I'm in love with my friend Billy. Well, he's got a white shirt, tight little jeans, kinda wanna put my P in his B. He hit me with the phone, I wished it was his dick. You cut me too deep this time. You cut me too deep this time. Woodsboro will never know me and Billy were more than bros. So get it up, leave her alone. He was my Sharon Stone. Woodsboro will never know me and Billy were more than bros. So get it up, leave her alone. He was my Sharon Stone.